All right, there we go. Hello again, everybody. This is Derek, and I'm coming at you with another episode of Skyrim. First thing we like to do at the beginning of every stream is read a book. I notice that I am in Springwood Estates, so I have my book collection with me. The last episode we read a book, The Dance of Fire, Volume 1. So I'm going to continue on with that because I think that was a very enjoyable book that I read. So what we'll do is we'll read The Dance of Fire, Volume 2 tonight. As soon as I can get in. All right, we're in. Now I wanted to point something out. A couple of videos popped up. Okay, Takata, dang. A couple of videos popped up on my stream, my YouTube feed.
Ma took me to the market. We saw this huge fish. I bet even you couldn't lift it.
Nice. And
hey, Pa.
When
Getting used to heavy
I watched a couple of these,
I can help you get
Need something?
and
like.
there seems to be this a mod list, right? It's apparently there is a clump of mods
It's not that I don't
that
feel
you
bad
can
about Madresi,
get,
but I can certainly tell she was just
and
using
install them, and it changes the game. Not completely, but it does change the game quite a bit, and making it almost completely a
Hi,
different
Izmir.
game.
I have to say,
And I
this
looked at it,
crossbow is an
and I looked at
amazing
this guy
device. Thank
running
you,
through the world and everything, because he was kind of testing it out and checking out the graphics and all that, and it looked really good. I don't know if you what was it called? It was called I want to say something Breeze, but that's not right. It's Might be something Breeze. I had it at the tip of my tongue. I even searched for it on Vortex, and it did exist there. You know what? I wonder if it's in my search list. Because there's one that's called Lore Rim, right? And that looked pretty good. I didn't actually look at it. Here it is. The Elder Gleam. The Elder Gleam has a mod list. Now, the issue with the Elder Gleam mod list, I wish it had a actual list of the mods instead of it being a zip file. And it has recommended specs as an i7 9th gen, and that's exactly what I have. The GPU is not a 4070 though. That's what they recommend. They say the minimum is a 3060 Ti, which I've only got a 1070. So I'm in the middle of that somewhere. But the graphics looked really good. They recommend playing it at 1440. The key bindings are all changed, which you can go in and change them. But they definitely recommend that you uninstall Skyrim completely and get a fresh install of Skyrim. Of course, every company's going to do that, right? Or, every modder is going to tell you to do that. And then you install these mods. And if I remember the guy's video, he said it took like 300 gigs, which is quite a bit to install everything. 376 gigs of total storage. It says just unzip this file and use Wabajack application. But Vortex doesn't need that. You can actually drag and drop. You can drag and drop zip files into Vortex, and it will install those as a mod. Plus, they give all the mods in a long list here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It looks like there's only 11 patches, but each one's about almost 1,000 megabytes, which is almost a gig. So really that would only be like 11 gigs, right? And then with the extra gigs at the top, that's really only, but those are zip files. Okay, right. When they unzip. Right. Yeah. Yeah, but what I'm just trying to say is, I'm not going to do it right now. I'm not going to do it anytime soon, but I'm keeping my eyes on that, and I think I want my second playthrough to be the Elder Gleam. I'm thinking. We'll see. Hey, buddy. How you doing, man? We are here. I'm a little late. I was going to make a character for Pendragon this previous evening, and right around 6 o'clock or so, well, really before that, but at 6 o'clock, I put a message in our Discord that I'm not going to be able to make it because around 3 o'clock or so, I really started to have a serious stomach aches, and I felt like throwing up. Never threw up, but I felt like it. I felt like throwing up. Made frequent trips to the bathroom. A lot of them were false alarms, but I was just feeling all yucky. So I canceled and I rescheduled for Wednesday night. So we'll make our characters Wednesday night, and then I will be streaming my Pendragon game on Thursday. So look for that. I still need to set up some stuff for streaming of Pendragon because I haven't done that yet. So all day today is probably what I'll be doing. But I needed to play. I needed to play, so I went ahead and logged in. Okay, so let's find the Dance of Fire Volume 2. That's what we're going to read today.
Need something?
No, sir. I think I'm going to leave.
Did you really build this house all by yourself?
No, I
Wow.
I think I'm going to leave Takata. No, I'm not. I'm going to take my favorite two. I was thinking about taking Lydia, but Lydia has
You
issues.
need something, Pa?
I don't need anything. Get out of my face. This is my den. Okay, so Dance of Fire Volume. What? I got Volume 3 on me? Okay, that's fine. But we're reading Volume 2. A Dance of Fire, Chapter 2 by Juan Yarth. Now, this was a good story. I read it last night, or the night before, whatever, last time we played, and it was a really good story. It was a complete loss. The Cafe Rot had stolen or destroyed almost every item of value in the caravan. In just a few minutes time. Decimus Scotty's wagon load of wood he had hoped to trade with the Bosmer had been set on fire and then toppled off the bluff. His clothing and contracts were scattered and ground into the mud of dirt mixed with spilt wine. All the pilgrims, merchants, and adventurers in the group moaned and wept as they gathered the remnants of their belongings by the rising sun of the dawn. I did not get rid of my stomach problems. I can tell. I'm still suffering from that. Hopefully this Pepto helps. Take a deep breath. Okay. I best not tell anyone that I managed to hold on to my notes for my translation of the Noriad play bar, whispered the poet Griff Mallon. They'd probably turn on me. Scotty politely declined the opportunity of telling Mellon just how little value he himself placed on the man's property. Instead, he counted the coins in his purse. 34 gold pieces. Very little indeed for an entrepreneur beginning a new business. "Hoy!" came a cry from the wood. A small party of Bosmer emerged from the thicket, clad in leather mail and bearing arms. "Friend or foe?" "Neither," growled the convoy head. "You must be the Cyrodiils," laughed the leader of the group, a tall, skeleton, thin youth with a sharp, vulpine face. "We heard you were en route. Evidently, so did our enemies." Yeah, the Wood Elves and the Khajiit have been fighting for quite a while. There's been a number of books I've read so far that have like detailed this Khajiit Wood Elf conflict. Okay. I thought the war was over, muttered one of the caravan's now ruined merchants. The Bosmer laughed again. No active war, just a little border enterprise. You were going on to Falinsti. I'm not, the convoy head shook his head. As far as I'm concerned, my duty is done. No more horses, no more caravan, just a fat profit loss to me. In the previous book, this is a little recap. In the previous book, Scotty is an administrative clerk in the capital city. He was fired, and a friend of his, or I should say a coworker of his that had left the year before, sent him a message saying, come join me in this next town over, whatever it is, and make sure you bring a bunch of lumber, and we can, we'll make a sizable profit. So Scotty bought a bunch of lumber with whatever coin he could scrounge, and then joined this caravan to travel there, and they got set upon by some Khajiit, and apparently the lumber had all been burnt. And so, I don't know. Okay, the men and women crowded around the man, protesting, threatening, begging, but he refused to step foot in Valenwood. If these were the new times of peace, he said, he'd rather come back for the next war. Scotty, our main protagonist, tried a different route and approached the Bosmer, the Wood Elves. He spoke with an authoritative but friendly voice, the kind he used in negotiations with peevish carpenters. Okay, the work he did was coordinated construction contracts in the main city. So he spoke with like masons and carpenters and stuff like that. Okay. I don't suppose you'd consider escorting me to Falinsti. I'm a representative for an important imperial agency, the Atreus Building Commission, here to help repair and alleviate some of the problems the war with the Khajiit brought to your province. Patriotism, 20 gold pieces, and you must carry your own gear if you have any left, replied the Bosmer. Scotty reflected that negotiations with peevish carpenters rarely went this way either. Hey, Peter. How you doing? Australian, I take it. I'm assuming, based on the flag that you got posted on there. Scotty reflected that, okay, I said that already. Okay, 6 eager people had enough gold on them for payment. Among those without funds was the poet, who appealed to Scotty for assistance. I'm sorry, Griff. I only have 14 gold left over. Not even enough for a decent room when I get to Falinsti. I really would help you if I could, said Scotty, persuading himself that it was true. Which it was. It would be true. Because if an inn is 10 gold like it is in Skyrim, for one night. Okay. The band of 6 and their Bosmer escorts began the descent down a rocky path along the bluff. Within an hour's time, they were deep in the jungles of Valenwood. A never-ending canopy of hues of browns and greens obscured the sky. A millennium's worth of fallen leaves formed a deep, wormy sea of putrefaction. Not petrification. Okay, putrefaction. Okay, I guess that means it's sickly. Beneath their feet. Several miles were crossed wading through the slime. For several more, they took a labyrinthian path across fallen branches and the low-hanging boughs of great trees. Speaking of the hues of browns and greens, I just ordered a new paint set for my miniatures from a company that I've never ordered any paint from before. And I keep seeing ads on my YouTube. When I watch videos, these ads pop up. It's called a Micro Mark. And so I said, you know what? Let me just go ahead and order like their basic paint set and just see what it's like. I'll test them out. We'll see what's going on. Okay. All the while, hour after hour, the inexhaustible Bosmer host moved so fast, the Cyrodiils struggled to keep from being left behind. A red-faced little merchant with short legs took a bad step on a rotten branch and nearly fell. His fellow provincials had to help him up. The Bosmer paused only for a moment, their eyes continually darting to the shadows in the trees above before moving on at their usual expeditious pace. What are they so nervous about? Wheezed the merchant irritably. More cathay rot? Which is the Khajiit. Don't be ridiculous, laughed the Bosmer unconvincingly. Khajiit, this far into Valenwood, in times of peace, they'd never dare. When the group passed high enough above the swamp that the smell was somewhat dissipated, Scotty felt a sudden pang of hunger. He was used to 4 meals a day in the Cyrodiilic customs. Hours of non-stop exertion without food was not part of his regimen as a comfortably paid clerk. He pondered, feeling somewhat delirious. How long they had been trotting through the jungle? 12 hours? 20? A week? Time has meaningless. Sunlight was only sporadic through the vegetative ceiling. Phosphorescent molds on the trees and in the muck below provided the only regular illumination. Is it at all possible for us to rest and eat? He hollered to his host up ahead. We're near to Falanisti. Come, the echoing reply. Lots of food there. The path continued upward for several hours more across a clot of fallen logs, rising up to the first and then the second boughs of the tree line. As they rounded a long corner, the travelers found themselves midway up a waterfall that fell 100 feet or more. No one had the energy to complain as they began pulling up the stacks of rock, agonizing foot by foot. The Bosmer escorts disappeared into the mist, but Scotty kept climbing until there was no more rocks left. He wiped the sweat and river water from his eyes. Falanisti spread across the horizon before him. Sprawling across both banks of the river stood the mighty Grot Oak City, with groves and orchards of lesser trees crowding it like supplicants before their king. At a lesser scale, the tree that formed the moving city would have been extraordinary, gnarled and twisted with a gorgeous crown of golden green, dripping with vines and shining with sap. At a mile tall and half as wide, it was the most magnificent thing Scotty had ever seen. If he had not been a starving man, with the soul of a clerk, he would have sung. There you are, said the leader of the escorts. Not too far a walk. You should be glad it's wintertide. In summertide, the city's on the far south end of the province. So the tree walks around? Okay, interesting. Texan living in Australia. Oh, sweet. Okay, Scotty was lost as to how to proceed. The sight of the vertical metropolis, where people moved about like ants, disoriented all his sensibilities. You wouldn't know of an inn called... He paused for a moment and then pulled Jareth's letter from his pocket. Something like Mother Pascos Tavern. Mother Pascos? The lead Bosmer laughed his familiar contemptuous laugh. You won't want to stay there. Visitors always prefer the Asia Hall in the top bows. It's expensive, but very nice. I'm meeting someone at Mother Pascot's Tavern. If you've made up your mind to go, take a lift to Havel Slump and ask for directions there. Just don't get lost and fall asleep in the Western Cross. This apparently struck these friends as a very witty jest, and so it was with the laughter echoing behind him that Scotty crossed the withering root system of the base of the Fallenesti. The ground was littered with leaves and refuse, and from moment to moment, a glass or a bone would plummet from far above. So he walked with his neck crooked to have warning. An intricate network of platforms anchored to thick vines slipped up and down the slick trunk of the city with perfect grace, manned by operators with arms as thick as an ox's belly. Scotty approached the nearest fellow of one of the platforms, who was idly smoking from a glass pipe. Okay, guys, I got to take a short break. I will be back in just a moment. I do have to go use the bathroom. Apologize, but I will be right back. All right, I'm back. But I heard through the grapevine that I think I had a disconnect and then a reconnect. But we're back. My stomach is still giving me some serious complaint. But I'm going to try this. Bear with me. And then we'll finish this book, and then we'll go on some quests. Still 5x5. All right, Peter. That's good. I appreciate the update. Oh wow, this had double layers. Yeah, I was watching some videos this afternoon trying to get better stomach-wise. And I was going to play some Star Citizen this afternoon. And then I canceled that stream because I just wasn't feeling well. And when I was watching the videos, I was kind of like doing one of these numbers. Not really. I was rubbing my fingers or whatever. And then I noticed that my fingers were covered in pus. And I was like, what the hell is going on with my fingers? And I said, okay, I probably have a blister or something. And I looked all over my hands and I was like, I don't have any blisters anywhere. I could not find where the pus was coming from. So I got kind of worried, you know. So, but then with a little bit of detective work, I found that on this finger right here, there was a little bitty pinhole and there was some pus coming out of it. So, you know, Neosporin and a Band-Aid. Okay, so here we go. Where was I at? I was wondering if you might take me to Havel Slump. The mirror nodded, and within a few minutes' time, Scotty was 200 feet in the air at a crook between two mighty branches. Curled webs of moss stretched unevenly across the fork, forming a shared roof for several dozen small buildings. There were only a few souls in the alley, but around the bend ahead he could hear the sounds of music and people. Scotty tipped the Falinsti platform ferryman a gold piece and asked for the location of Mother Pascot's tavern. Straight ahead of you, sir, but you won't find anyone there, the ferryman explained, pointing in the direction of the noise. Morn Das, everyone in Havel Slump has revelry. Scotty walked carefully along the narrow street. Through the ground felt as solid as the marble avenues of the Imperial City. There were slick cracks in the bark that exposed fatal drops into the river. He took a moment to sit down, to rest, and get used to the view from these heights. It was a beautiful day for certain, but it took Scotty only a few minutes of contemplation to rise up in alarm. A jolly little raft anchored downstream below him had distinctly moved several inches while he watched it, but it hadn't moved at all. He had, together with everything around him. It was no metaphor. The city of Valensti walked, and considering its size, it moved quickly. Scotty rose to his feet and into a cloud of smoke that drifted out from around the bend. It was the most delicious roast he had ever smelled. The clerk forgot his fear and ran. The revelry, as the ferryman had termed, took place on an enormous platform tied to the tree, wide even enough to be a plaza in any other city. A fantastic assortment of the most amazing people Scotty had ever seen were jammed shoulder to shoulder together, many eating, many more drinking, and some dancing to a lutist and singer perched on an offshoot above the crowd. They were largely Bosmer, true natives clad in colorful leather and bones, with a close minority of orcs. Whirling through the throng, dancing and bellowing at another, were a hideous ape people. A few heads bobbing over the tops of the crowd belonged not, as Scotty first assumed, to very tall people, but to a family of centaurs. Care for some mutton? Queried a wizened old Mer who roasted an enormous beast on some red-hot rocks. Scotty quickly paid him a gold piece and devoured the leg he was given, and then another gold piece and another leg. The fellow chuckled when Scotty began choking on a piece of grizzle and handed him a mug of a frothing white drink. He drank it and felt a quiver run through his body, as if he were being tickled. "What is that?" Scotty asked. "Jaga fermented pig's milk. I can let you have a flagon of it and a bit more mutton for another gold." Scotty agreed, paid, gobbled down the meat, and took the flagon with him as he slipped into the crowd. His co-worker, Leotis Juris, the man who had told him to come to Valenwood, was nowhere to be seen. When the flagon was a quarter empty, Scotty stopped looking for Juris. When it was half empty, he was dancing with the group, oblivious to the broken planks and gaps in the fence work. At 3/4 empty, he was trading jokes with a group of creatures whose language was completely alien to him. But the time the flagon was completely drained, he was asleep, snoring while the revelry continued all around his supine body. The next morning, still asleep, Scotty had the sensation of someone kissing him. He made a face to return the favor, but a pain-like fire spread through his chest and forced him to open his eyes. There was an insect the size of a large calf sitting on him, crushing him, its spiky legs holding him down, while a central spiral-bladed vortex of a mouth tore through his shirt. He screamed and thrashed, but the beast was too strong. It had found its meal, and it was going to finish it. "It's over," thought Scotty wildly. "I should have never left home. I could have stayed in the city, and perhaps found work with Lord Van Eck. I could have begun again as a junior clerk and worked my way back up." Suddenly, the mouth released itself. The creature shivered once, expelled a burst of yellow bile, and died. "Got one," cried a voice, not too distantly. For a moment, Scotty lay still. His head throbbed and his chest burned. Out of the corner of his eye, he saw movement. Another of the horrible monsters was scurried towards him. He scrambled, trying to push himself free, but before he could come out, there was a sound of a bow cracking and an arrow pierced the second insect. "Good shot," cried another voice. "Get the first one again. I just saw it move a little." This time, Scotty felt the impact of the bolt hit the carcass. He cried out, but he could hear how muffled his voice was by the beetle's body. Cautiously, he tried sliding a foot out and rolled under, but the movement apparently had the effect of convincing the archers that the creature still lived. A volley of arrows was launched forth. Now the beast was sufficiently perforated so pools of its blood, and likely the blood of its victims, began to seep out onto Scotty's body. When Scotty was a lad, before he grew too sophisticated for such sports, he had often gone to the Imperial arena for the competitions of war. He recalled a great veteran of the fights, when asked, telling him his secret, "Whenever I'm in doubt of what to do, I have a shield. I stay behind it." Scotty followed that advice. After an hour, when he no longer heard arrows being fired, he threw aside the remains of the bug and leapt as quickly as he could to a stand. It was not a moment too soon. A gang of 8 archers had their bows pointed his direction, ready to fire. When they saw him, they laughed. Didn't anyone ever tell you not to sleep in the Western Cross? How are we going to exterminate all the horvers if you drunks keep feeding them? Scotty shook his head and walked back along the platform, round the bend to Havel's stump. He was bloodied and torn and tired, and he had far too much fermented pig's milk. All he wanted was a proper place to lie down. He stepped into Mother Pascot's tavern, a dank place wet with sap, smelling of mildew. "My name is Decimus Scotty," he said. "I was hoping you have someone named Jarus staying here." "Decimus Scotty?" pondered the fleshy proprietress. I guess that means she's scantily clad. "Mother Pascot herself. I've heard that name. Oh, you must be the fellow he left the note for. Let me go see if I can find it." Oh, cliffhanger. Yeah, we're not going to read volume 3 right now, even though that's in my inventory. We'll hold on to it in case I ever need to read something out in the wilderness. All right, it is 9 o'clock.
There's always a good moment between when a foe sees you and when they're close enough to hit you.
You see where it says quick saving, quick loading? Nothing changed.
I wish I could play with fire like that.
What is going on? I did not draw my weapon. The keys are messing up. Okay, there's F5, quick
Yes.
saving. F9, here we go.
Need something?
And now your name is Jojo. There we go, perfecto. Okay, Jojo, who is my wife, let's go to bed and have a night's sleep. I don't have any idea what our quest is going to be in the morning. I think I'm going to go talk to lots of cuddling. What? Okay. I think I'm going to go talk to the Imperial Legion
That was
commander.
just what... Huh?
It's just what you needed. Yeah, I know what you were gonna say. Okay, checking my inventory. I am doing okay on weight. I believe Jordas would also be doing okay on weight. But we're gonna go talk to the Imperial commander. I thought about joining the Imperial Legion. But I'm not in a hurry to do that. I am in a hurry to get the Ulfric and the Imperial Legion to meet at High Hrothgar. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. This is taking a minute to load. What's going on? I hear the music. Go to my journal. Yeah, right here. Talk to General Tullius and talk to Ulfric. Make sure Takata is with us. Alright, she's coming along. Hello, guards. I'm going into Castle Dower. Doesn't dower mean like, sad?
I'm telling you, Ulfric's planning an attack on Whiterun.
He'd be insane to try. He doesn't have the men.
That's not what my scouts report, sir.
Is she
Every
wearing
day
anything?
more join his cause. Riften, Dawnstar, and Winterhold support him.
It's not a cause. It's a rebellion.
Hold on, she looks naked.
Call it whatever you like, General. The man's going to try to take Whiterun.
What's going on over
Jarl
there?
Balgruuf.
Balgruuf refuses the Legion's right to garrison troops in his city. On the other hand, he also refuses to acknowledge Ulfric's claim.
Well, if he wants to stand outside the protection of the Empire, fine. Let
should
Ulfric
not
pillage
be
his
naked.
city.
General,
You people and your damn Jarls.
sir, you can't force a Nord to accept help he hasn't asked for.
If Ulfric's making a move
Well, from
for
what I can
Whiterun,
tell
then we
across
need
the
to
hall,
be there
she's
to
got a
stop
nice
him.
body.
Draft another letter with the usual platitudes, but this time share some of your intelligence regarding Ulfric's plans.
I'm gonna wait for her to
Embellish
leave.
if you have to. We'll let it seem like it's his idea.
Yes, sir.
So that you two
You
doesn't get all
Nords
over
and your
me.
bloody sense of honor.
Sir.
Oh, wait, what? Okay.
Are my men now giving free rein to anyone who wanders into the castle? Do you have some reason to be here, citizen? The Greybeards? What do those old hermits want with me? Why, there's nothing to discuss as long as that traitor Ulfric is in arms against his rightful emperor.
Right.
They are getting to be a problem. But I wasn't sent to Skyrim to fight dragons. My job is to quell this rebellion, and I intend to do just that. Dragons or no dragons.
She's like a legate, which is like a general, a high officer in the Roman Legion. And she's just walking around this castle buttoning. I mean, even if even if my mods let her do that, she should still have like a jacket on or robes or her armor. Okay, sorry. I don't know. It's still bothering me that she's just walking around, butt naked. Something's not right. Okay, dragons are bigger problems than the Stormcloaks. Best time to negotiate is from a distance. The Empire can't afford to snub the Greybeards. Nope, I have like almost 100 persuasion. I'm gonna... What? No.
There's something I can do for you? Perhaps direct you to the nearest prison? The Greybeards. What do those old hermits want with me? Why, there's nothing to discuss, as they are getting to be a problem. My job is to quell this rebellion. You may have a point. It's getting difficult to even move troops around without attracting a dragon
Okay,
attack.
only 77, but still,
By
that's...
all accounts, the Stormcloaks are suffering just as badly. Even Ulfric might see the sense of a truce under these conditions. Yes, fine. I'll come to this Greybeard Council. For all the good it will do.
Okay, let's, ladies, let's get out of here before, I catch a glimpse of something I probably shouldn't. Let these two, aha. Just had to trick her. And I got my map working again. For those of you that were kind of curious, the map wasn't working for one episode, and I spent way too much time trying to figure it out. What was causing the problem. I can't just go straight into the hall. I have to go here first. I'm going to have my robotic horse with me. I'm going to have my wild horse with me. And I'm going to have the horse I bought with me. So, I'm going to cast a couple of spells. I'm going to see if this works. I know it won't because I've already tried it like 100 times, but we're going to try it again. See, she's got clothes and she's a prostitute. Okay, we're inside, so never mind. There's a chicken to kill. No, let's not kill any chickens. No, they take security seriously here.
Keep your distance. Another girl killed. This is Susanna from Candleh Hall. Served me a drink just a few nights ago, but I can't say I knew her.
I guess he did at
Another.
some point.
Susanna's the third. It's always the same. Young girl, killed at night, body torn up.
I'm not going to say the guards aren't doing their job.
We are stretched thin as it is with the war. Nobody has the time to spend on this. Not pleasant, but it's the truth.
Could you use some help?
If you want to help, ask some of these gawkers if they saw anything useful. I'm going to examine the body before the rats can get to it.
Alright, just walking in, we got a quest. Question the witnesses. Well, that's not what we're doing. This is also the first time I've gone into this Jarl's palace. I hope he doesn't have people walking around there naked.
Straight answer.
He's a true Nord. He'll come around.
Don't be so sure of that. We've intercepted couriers from Solitude. The Empire's putting a great deal of pressure on White Run.
And what would you have me do?
If he's not with us, he's against us.
Admire Ulfric.
He knows
Fights for
that.
all of us.
They all know that.
How long?
Only the foolish or the courageous approach a Jarl without summons. Do I know you?
We've already met.
Is that so? Yes. You were with us at Helgen.
Right.
Destined for the chopping block, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
A fair point. Well, you've come to the right place then.
I did not come here to fight
Speak
the
with
Empire.
Galmar. I'm always looking for able fighters. Not everyone can say they made it out of Helgen.
I'm not joining.
Seems we're all
the Greybeards
branded villains these days.
or the
So long
Snowflakes.
as your criminal past stays in the past, and you fight for me with honor and integrity, we'll welcome you into our ranks. You think I need to send Bog? Speak with Galmar. It's about time they turned their gaze from the heavens back to our bleeding homeland. What do they want?
Dragon Menace.
I have the greatest respect for the Greybeards, of course, and the dragon attacks are a growing plague. But the political situation is still delicate. Not all the Jarls are fully committed to supporting me as High King. I can't afford to appear weak. I can't agree to this unless Tullius himself will be there. Good. We still hold half of Skyrim despite everything the Empire could throw at us. I doubt the Empire has the stomach for much more bloodletting. Yes, I'll give Tullius one more chance to quit Skyrim with his tail between his legs.
If by message you mean shoving a sword through his gullet.
Taking his city and leaving him in disgrace would make a more powerful statement, don't you think?
So we're ready to start this war in earnest then?
Soon.
I'm always distracted by a pretty body. Okay, so I'm supposed to talk to... Before I leave, I want to make sure I question the witnesses. Oh, it happened down here? Okay. A lot of witnesses.
Always sad when someone has to die.
Talk to you first.
Another one. Terrible. I heard a scream and came running, but she was already like this when I got here.
Always sad when someone has to die. Sorry, I thought I saw a fellow running away, but didn't get a good look at
It's not
him.
the farthest north of Skyrim, yet it feels like I'm in Atmora.
Dragonborn, it is my honor to stand before.
This is a shame. No, sorry. But I did notice that her coin purse was still intact, so whoever did this wasn't after gold. I'm going to keep preparing the body, if you'll excuse me.
Dragonborn, it's an honor.
Thank you.
The Greybeards have called a peace council at High Hrothgar, and can you believe it? Both Ulfric, Stormcloak, and General Tullius have agreed to go.
I know. Can you believe it?
Just like always, nobody saw anything useful. Bastards escaped again.
There might be more to this if you let me help.
Look, friend, if you think you can do better than the Legion of Guards, be my guest. You'll need to talk to the steward, though. We can't just let anyone go around claiming to be on official business. If he's willing, then we'll talk.
Are you telling me I gotta go back and forth? Come on. Just say yes. The steward should be in here somewhere. Ah, there he is. Still eating, I see.
I'm not much of a strategist, but Lord Ulfric listens to my counsel all the same. If you have any news of the Western Holds, take it to Ulfric immediately. These are difficult times indeed, when men stalk their brethren like beasts. My men are stretched thin as it is. If you offer your aid, I gladly accept. The guards will be told to assist you as necessary. I'm happy to lend a hand as much as I can as well.
Examine the crime scene.
Any luck finding the butcher?
No, but I'm asking if
The
you
Jarl
got
has put out a bounty to slay a giant. Here, take a look at this decree for details.
Okay, that's all I need.
Travel safely. It's dangerous out there.
For them. Dangerous for them. Okay, so now I gotta go back and talk to... Oh, he might be actually walking to the meeting. If I wanted to follow him. But I don't. I'm going back to the crime scene. And
I have a lot of respect for the Restoration School. Skyrim could use more healers.
Okay, what am I looking for? Just clues? Okay, let's see if we can find some clues. Nightshade. I wonder if there's something like behind the night. Whoa.
Huh?
Kind of likes doing that. She just like appears next to me. Teleports or whatever. Do I see a ring or anything like that on there? Necklace? Ring? I don't see nothing. Okay. What does my journal say? Examine the crime scene. Get assistance from Jorleaf. He may have advice from time to time. Oh, it's one of those, I investigated the crime scene, and since I don't find anything, I need to go talk to him.
I've no problem with orcs, but that stronghold they've... Alright then. I noticed a trail of blood leading away from here. Helgud's taken the body into the Hall of the Dead to prepare for burial. She's a little crazy, but if she knows anything, it's dead bodies. I'd be a lot warmer and a lot happier with a belly full of mead. I'll take my leave then.
Talk to... Where is the... Okay, this is a cemetery, so... Yep, there it is. If she's a priestess, she's probably in the Hall of the Dead. Preparing a body. Right? Right. Go ahead and give it a quick save, because you never know. There might be Draugr or skeletons or something like that down here.
Large diagonal cut from left shoulder. Watch what you're doing! Large diagonal cut from left shoulder. Well, she's dead, but I guess that's not unusual, at least not for somebody in here. I mean, someone who's not me, that is. Sorry, was only joking with you.
It's alright.
Not really. The only unusual thing is the shape of the cuts. They look like they were made with... Well, the ancient Nords used these kinds of curved blades when they embalmed their dead. I don't know who in Windhelm would even have something like that. Other than me, of course. I wouldn't hold out too much hope. Now, I really got to get back to the body. Lot of work to prepare her for the grave.
Okay. Sounds like maybe she was mauled by a creature or something, possibly. Why is there a doorway over here? I just gotta get out of here. Come on, ladies. Windhelm needs our help. Even if they are rebels.
You're that one from the college. Heard about you.
Aren't you a little cold? Okay.
You should unload some of that unwanted gear. Head over to Sadri's used wares. Talk to the elf.
Okay, that's good knowledge. Examine the crime scene, get assistance. Okay, I've already looked at the crime
My
scene
heart goes
quite a
out to
bit.
Clan Shattershield. Kin murdered, family warhammer stolen. There's no fairness in all that. Staying safe, I hope?
Huh.
Alright then.
Okay, this sounds like a... Go back and see if he's got any new information. Scar, you're looking the wrong direction, dude. I used to have that problem when I was in the army. People would be in their guard towers or what have you, and they would be facing into the compound because that's where all the activity was going on. There was nothing going on outside the fence. So the guards, not all of them, but some guards would stand there looking into the compound, and you have to go up to them and say, dude, turn around. You're supposed to be guarding. Supposed to be looking out there. It's actually a kind of a normal thing.
How goes the investigation? I'm not much of a strategist, but Lord Ulfric listens to my counsel all the same. Grew up here, cold as at Mora, but that just grows the beard sticker. Lot of history in these walls. We're trying to make some more. It's a lucky time to be alive. For Ulfric? Well, nothing official. Known him for years. He seems to value my thoughts, and I'm grateful for that. I don't really have a mind for war, and I think he likes having an untrained opinion from time to time.
Okay.
Travel safely.
So
It's
you have
dangerous out
no
there.
information for me.
I made my fortune as a sea captain, but now I'm retired.
Okay, so you don't have a map over here.
I do the cooking and cleaning around the palace.
Nice. Thanks for sharing. You don't have a map like the Legion does, where you can click on it, and he still has a thing on his head.
If you have any news of the Western Hall, terrible shame what happened to those women.
Okay,
If
so
you'll excuse me, I must return to my duties.
I guess that's going to stay on his head until the quest is over. Is that what's going on? 'Cause he didn't help one iota. Okay, now I've got 3 places to go here. And I think I've only got 1 quest marked. Let me double check that. Kill the giant. Okay, now I only have 2. I've got going back in and crime scene. Maybe I need to... Nobody, don't tell me. No spoilers. maybe I'll have to expand my search. You said there was blood going off to the east,
So,
right?
you can cast a few spells. Am I supposed to be impressed?
Dude, come on. Don't be like that. Maybe it was off to the west. I'm following the blood trail. Okay, sorry. Blood trail continues on. Oh my gosh, the blood is like all over the floor over here. Examine the crime scene. Okay. So I was supposed to do that. Get access? Well, the guard's not going to mess with me. Because she walked away. Bitch. Bitch. There it is. We're in. Alright, ladies. Now it's time to be quiet and look for clues. Okay, more blood. Well, I guess I'm going to have to look in this chest. From the marks on the floor, it looks like this box was pushed against the wall recently. I'm still going to search. Beware the butcher. Butcher's journal. It was pushed against the wall recently. Beware the butcher, the killer who haunts the streets of Windhelm. These calamitous times bring out the worst in people. Don't become the next victim. See Viola Gorodano in the if you spot any suspicious behavior. Okay, he's got 11 of those. Planes are coming together, but last night was only able to wait. Last night was almost able to corner Susanna as she left. Idiot guard. They've already know. One more attempt at the Candleh Hearth girl. She's proving to be a bit too cautious, but those strong joints of hers should contain the most exquisite tendons. Worth the effort. I'm concerned. Sounds like this butcher's a right bastard. Okay, I was thinking like you had to climb on top of this, like you pushed it over here to either conceal something or to be able to access something. What's that? Okay. There is a lot down here. Why does my journal say look for clues? Okay. Investigate pots and pans? These haven't been used for ages. Nothing but skeever droppings. Okay, so there was an investigate button. Is that what I did over here? I'm not going to take a tankard. Investigate wardrobe. It's nailed to the wall for some reason. This should be a serious clue. The altar is built with some unknown magic. It looks like someone is using body parts for a gruesome end. Oh wait, Butcher's Journal number 2. Okay. I hope I took the last one. I didn't need to take the wine, I just did. All right, ladies, let's see if there's more to be investigated. The shelf is full of more of these butcher flyers. One pile looks mishappen. Wait. A strange amulet.
Wow. Would you look at that?
Follow up on the clues from... whatchamacallit. Left behind for some reason. There's 4 gold. You know, whatever. And we didn't go upstairs. I don't think... we should. Is that considered a clue that we just found? I know it is, but follow up with clues. It doesn't sound like anybody's in here, so I'm gonna look around. This might be a mistake. The butcher might come home while we're investigating. Wow, there's like nothing up here. Oh, wait. I should give the legate some clothes so she's not walking around naked everywhere she goes. All right, we're out of here. Come on, ladies. Hopefully nobody sees us coming out of the building. Okay.
I'm not much of a strategist. If you have any news of the Western Holds, take it to Ulfric immediately. Oh, have you been talking to Viola Giordano? She posts us all over the city, and someone keeps taking them down. Ask her about it if you want an earful. I've never seen anything like it. I would take this to Calixto at the House of Curiosities. He has a good eye for strange trinkets. Might even give you a bit of gold for it. Okay. Travel safely. It's dangerous out there.
Right. And it's also getting late. 7 p.m. But we'll try to get to one of these two locations. I don't know where I'm going, though. That's the problem. I'm looking for... Uh-oh. Hello.
You need anything, come see me. I'm as resourceful as I am discreet.
Okay. Good to know. Okay, one of the guys is Curiosities. And what was the other guy? Viola. Yeah. She's the one with the notes. Viola! I'm not here to steal. Oh, wait, there you are.
After what happened to those other women, I'm worried about my own safety.
What can you tell me about the Butcher?
I've been following him for months now. Well, not actually following. Trying to find him. The guards won't help. The people won't help. I'm the only one who thinks he can be caught.
You sound old, but you look young. Okay, okay. Why can't the guards help? How can the rest of the people not care? I found this journal.
Huh? What's it say?
It sounds like a necromancer.
Woundfirth. There have been rumors swirling about him for years, as long as I can remember. But he's a dangerous man. That's why they call him the Unliving. I wouldn't approach him directly. This information needs to go straight to the steward. He'll listen to you.
Wait, you didn't answer all my questions.
Women murdered time and again, and all the guards care about is the war.
Oh well, I went straight for the answer. Still early enough. I probably could go to some Curiosities for my amulet, which I didn't even really look at myself. Strange amulet, that's all it says. Okay. Crap. Followed the wrong door. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to find the inn and we'll sleep till morning. To make sure all the shops are open and all that. Plus, I got to get my nookie. I got to get Jojo in bed, you know, and Takata.
Come on in. We've got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
Where's Jojo? Oh, you're already here?
Captain, have you heard these stories of dragons? But they're saying that one of them freed Ulfric. That he's in league with them.
Make it quick.
Look at all that gold. Okay, sorry.
This here's Candleh Hall. Great rooms upstairs, and there's a bed for rent on the ground floor. Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. Right this way.
All right, if I could get my girls out of the way.
Some wine, please?
Need something?
Gotta follow her to her room.
The best way for us to win the Nord's respect is through hard work.
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
It's only gonna be like 4 a.m. So maybe I gotta sleep a couple more hours. I'm gonna have to switch up.
You came for me. Thank you.
Twice.
was one of the best soldiers in the Stormcloak army, until I took a sword to the chest.
A sword to the chest? That's a lot worse than an arrow to the knee. They're not open yet? That's not right. So, you know what we'll do? We will just wait 1 hour. They're open.
I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend? My sister... Let me see. Ah, yes. This is the Wheelstone. It's an heirloom symbol of the power of Windhelm. Traditionally, it's carried by the court mage.
Okay.
I would be interested in acquiring it, if you're willing to part with it, that is. For a piece like that, I could pay 500 gold. Wunferth? Bah! It's purely ceremonial, and he has no use for it. Besides, I wouldn't want to be the one to give it to him. Gives me the creeps. They say he dabbles in necromancy.
I can either hold on to it or I can just sell it. I'm going to sell it.
Wonderful. This will be a splendid addition to my private collection.
What else do you got?
Welcome to the House of Curiosity.
You mentioned
Indeed,
it.
I did. For a few septims, I'll tell you about some of the most interesting curiosities in my collection.
I'll take the tour.
Splendid. If you'll just follow me, I'll tell you tales and show you wonders such as you've never seen.
All right. I'm up for it.
These tools were found in a crypt outside Windhelm. They belonged to the ancient Nords who dwelt in Skyrim before the days of the First Empire. Most scholars believe that the Nords of old used these implements to prepare their dead for burial. What macabre mysteries would these tools reveal if they could but speak?
You sound like a museum curator.
Here is the Book of Fate, discovered in a secret room in the Arcane University.
Fun.
The writing in the book describes the destiny of its reader, so the words change from one person to the next. Some see only blank pages, and nobody knows why. Perhaps some of us are born with no destiny, or maybe the blank pages signify an imminent death.
I wouldn't know.
Ah, now here's an item out of legend. This is Ysgramor's soup spoon. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is no spoon, it's a fork. Nobody can eat soup with a fork. Well, my friend, you did not know Ysgramor.
You're right.
Don't let this innocent-looking flute fool you, for this is the dancer's pipe. Legend holds that the dancer's pipe has won wars, toppled empires, and changed the very course of history. None know its origins, but the stories say that men who hear its music are compelled to dance uncontrollably, no matter the peril. To activate this strange power, one must only speak the magic words, which are... Oh my, I very nearly got us both into a nasty predicament, didn't I?
Pfuscher! What do you think
Whoa,
you're
I
doing?
didn't mean to do that.
You can't hide from me.
Crap. Can we just kill this dude? Where'd he go?
What was that?
I think he might have went invisible. He's casting spells. I didn't mean to attack him. There he is.
Feast your eyes on my strange and... You wouldn't attack an old man again, would you? Indeed I did. For a few septims, I'll tell you about some of the most interesting curiosities in my collection.
Damn. 2 gold? Yeah, I'll pay it.
Splendid. If you'll just follow me, I'll tell you tales and show you wonders
I wish you would
such as you've
continue
never
to.
seen.
Yeah, see, E is right next to W and D, and E is my shout.
These tools were found in a crypt outside Windhelm. They belonged to the ancient Nords who dwelt in Skyrim before the days of the First Empire.
Okay, so I'm just going to
Most
ignore it
scholars
for a while.
believe that the Nords of old used these implements to prepare their dead for burial.
Is
What
there something I can
macabre
help you
mysteries
with?
Would these tools reveal if they could but speak? Here is the Book of Fate, discovered in a secret room
That was
in
delicious.
Arcane University. The writing in the book describes the destiny of its reader, so the words change from one person to the next. Some see only blank pages.
That's me.
And nobody knows why. Perhaps some of us are born with no destiny. Or maybe the blank pages signify an imminent death.
Imminent. Okay, watch out. No E.
Ah, now here's an item out of legend. This is Iskramor's soup spoon. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is no spoon, it's a fork. Nobody can eat soup with a fork. Well, my friend, you did not know Iskramor.
That's true, I didn't.
Don't let this innocent-looking flute fool you, for this is the dancer's pipe. Legend holds that the dancer's pipe has won wars, toppled empires, and changed the very course of history. None know its origins, but the stories say that men who hear its music are compelled to dance uncontrollably, no matter the peril. To activate this strange power, one must only speak the magic words, which are... Oh my, I very nearly got us both into a nasty predicament, didn't I?
Okay, this is where we blasted him.
And with that, the tour is over. I thank you for your patronage, and I hope to see you again soon.
But I was willing to pay 4 gold. That's no problem. So now I've got to go back to the steward, tell him about the necromancer. I think both of these doors go to the same place, but I don't know why the icon is on the left side. Let's save just in case I do that again.
Any luck finding the... How goes the investigation? That's quite an accusation. I assume you have proof? I don't want to believe it. Woundfirth has been a trusted friend to Ulfric for many years. It pains me to see that the whispers had truth to them. Woundfirth shall be apprehended. I thank you for your diligence in getting to the bottom of this matter. The streets of Windhelm are now safe.
Well, not safe yet. Not until you get this dude. Right? Alright, ladies, we're gonna go get a giant. While we're here, while we're in the area. I think I could fast travel from here. Kill a giant. I'm looking around my map trying to find where this Wind Crag place is, or whatever it was called. I don't think it would be very far from Windhelm. Plus, around the edges, I don't see any arrows. Okay. It's at Steam Crag Camp. Okay, now I've been there. Steam Crag. It's way down here somewhere. Right there. South. And these giants, there was a note on the fence post that says, this giant has permission to stay alive, or something like that. I give permission for this giant to live here. So then it's immediately turning around and saying, kill the giant. I'm kind of not sure. Okay, did all the horses show up? Nope, just this one. Nope. Oh, there's dead horse. There is a dragon over there. I think we're going to go deal with that. We can always come back.
What was that?
Let me make sure I've got my voice. Dude.
Hardly a challenge for a man like me.
That's what I thought. But you left me with no choice.
Left you with no choice? What about me? Every time I press like the W, I like lean on the S, and it backs me up. I want to get everything. I don't really need any more dragon bones. I've got more than enough.
Wow. Would you look at that?
Hello, my beloved Thane.
Now we killed the giant, but
That was delicious.
that was because he came to us. Looks like a mercenary. I see a camp symbol. I just wanted to reveal it. And a mine. Which might just be an ore deposit. Ah, here's a camp. What kind of camp is it? A hunter's camp.
I've been hunting and fishing in these parts for years.
Nice. Are those my horses? No? Okay. It looked like them. I lost the mine. I'm retracing my steps. Hey, you guys are stuck on geometry. Going to work? Yep. The giant's not going to need it. This mammoth. Oh, we fought the giant like right in here. Okay, so now I can actually fast travel straight to the palace. That's good. Okay. There's one horse. What's going on?
It's not even the farthest north of Skyrim, yet it feels like I'm in Atmora.
I had auto run going on. Okay, there's 2 of my 3 horses. So here we go. I'm going to go with some spells. I think they are... They're right here. Okay, set horse. Didn't work. Okay. And then give horse. Okay, so that horse now belongs to her. Set horse. Give horse. So now this horse belongs to her. And then the dwarven mechanical horse, wherever he might be, is mine. Not that they'll actually get on the horses, but at least they belong to him.
I'm not much of a strat. If you have any news of the Western Holds, take it to Ulfric. Excellent. You've done us a great service. Here is your reward.
Okay.
Travel safely. It's dangerous out there.
Yeah. I didn't even see what they had given me. Try something really simple. All the horses should show up. I'm praying, I'm hoping. If not, it's no big deal. None of the horses are here. Oh, there's my mechanical horse.
Windhelm, the city of kings. I bet the kings were as gloomy as their city.
Now we're gonna fast travel to High Hrothgar. Hrothgar, there we are. I do believe this is, I gotta talk to Angrir. About the meeting, and he's probably inside with Tullius, and I hope Leggett, I hope she has some armor on. Oh, okay, here's all the horses. All right, horses, you guys just hang out here. Don't get killed by a troll. And let's go on in. Now, there might be a bunch of cutscenes. I'm kind of anticipating a bunch of cutscenes because of the nature of this quest. Because see, it's season unending. There he is.
So, you've done it. The men of violence are gathered here, in these halls whose very stones are dedicated to peace. I should not have agreed to host this council. The Greybeards have no business involving ourselves in such matters.
Take your seat. Don't worry, I'll get them to agree to peace. This was the only way to get Balgruuf's help. Yep.
Yes. Which is why I allowed this violation of all our traditions. But regrets are pointless. Here we are. Take your seat at the council table, and let us see what wisdom we can find among these warriors of Skyrim.
So, Arngeir, is it? You know why we're here.
She's naked
again. Are you going to
again.
let us in or not?
You are not invited here. You are not welcome here.
We have as much right to be at this council as all.
Okay. Why is she naked? I'm going to save.
All of you.
I'm going to quit. Quit your desktop. And I'm going to double check this skin mod that I might have loaded. But I thought I did underwear, but it might have, I think there's also an option that's called never nude. But I thought it was supposed to have underwear. Either way, we're gonna reinstall it and see what it says. And what is it? It's Bijin skin, I think. Or is it the CBBE? I don't remember. Hold on. Might have to do both of them. I'm looking at it to see if there might be anything else that might be modifying this. I think it might be CBBE as like the base. Oh, it might be that. Because I did just turn that back on. But that's okay. We're going to... I want to fix this because I don't want her to be She should have armor on. I figured she would have armor. I didn't do like a remodel or maybe she's included in one of these like Warmaidens or something. But even then she should have clothes on. I would think. Yeah, I'm going to disable this one right here. Yeah, underwear. What does it say? This will replace the nude body with underwear. I'll pick never nude. Yeah, the Roman armor. She should be wearing like Roman armor, and I don't have any mod that modifies the Roman armor. So she should have that on. But being just curious, I think she might fall under the Warmaidens. Right? Which I don't have oh, I do. No, I don't have a standalone Warmaidens. I use the all-in-one. So I'm going to open it and see if she's included in that. Okay, we got Carlia, Ricky. Okay, Ricky is the legate, right? She's included in there, but it shows that she's wearing armor. I don't get it. I don't get it. Either way, we're gonna restart. Everybody should automatically have underwear if nobody should ever be naked. I did save, right? I hope I saved. Yeah. Yeah. I disabled that one because I don't need it. Don't use it.
Were you? The hubris of the Blades truly knows no bounds.
If it were up to you, the Dragonborn would sit dreaming on this mountain doing nothing.
She is still naked.
The matter at hand is urgent.
You see that? I think you do.
The matter at hand is urgent. Aldwin must be stopped. You wouldn't have called this council.
Okay, so we're gonna try something different. Try this. Okay, it's not that. So I just redid the Bijin skin. Oh, I do have a Warmaidens separate. All in one. Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's the only thing that should be affecting whether or not she has any clothes on would be the CBBE, right? It gives you skin, underwear, or never nude. Okay, there is a couple of patches. Reinstall that. Okay, that didn't pop up. Reloading. I'm gonna try. Personally, I don't care if she's naked, but I think YouTube might care. I didn't check to see if the plugin had been activated or not. It should automatically still be activated. But I'll check that first thing.
Were you? The hubris of the Blades truly knows no bounds.
Alt-tabbing out right now. Plugins. Scrolling. Everything is enabled.
If it were up to you, the Dragonborn would sit dreaming on this.
Delphine, we're not here to rehearse your tragedy. The matter at hand is urgent. Aldrin must be stopped. You wouldn't have caused.
She is naked.
We know a great deal about the situation and the threat that Aldrin.
Yeah, I mean,
you need us.
she's here. She has clothes. I wonder if I could. I wonder if I could install a replacer for her specifically. If that would change anything. You know what? We're going to try it. There's always something. If it's not the map, it's one of my characters, something. Okay. Now, what is her name? It's Leggett, right? Leggett something. I'm just going to search for Leggett. Leggett Ricky Fix. Okay. Let's see what this fix says. It's a blackface. This is a small patch that fixes the blackface bug. I face this bug in-game. I don't know if anybody's still having this problem. Okay. Bijin NPCs and Bijin all-in-one. Interesting. So if I'm looking at my mods, because I have NPCs. If I open NPCs, yeah, she's in there. I think she's in that and in Warmaidens. Vex, Sapphire, Ricky. I don't want to disable it because, okay, so maybe I will. Maybe I will disable the NPCs just to see if that changes anything. How you spell it? R-I-K-K? Yeah. View all. Let's see if there's a replacer for her. Okay, there's a Tullius and Ricky replacer. There's a Riku. Oh, I'm not doing that. There's a fix for Leggett Ricky. Let's see what that says. There's something about correction of armor. Okay, let me think about that one. Perfect Legion Air. Okay, I'm digging it. I think I'm going to install this mod. Okay. All right. Okay, let me find the fix. Okay, I'll install this one. I would think they would have put that all in one folder, but nope. Sorry you got a black screen, guys, but I'm looking through my Vortex mods. Got to make sure the load order is correct also, because it looks like the patch got loaded before the main file, so I'm going to have to fix that. Yep. Okay, here we go. Perfect Legionnaire armor patch should be before the fix. Okay, hold on. Perfect Legionnaire, here we go. Before the armor fix. Before. It could be after that. Or it could be before that, but it doesn't matter. We're going to go before. That's fine. Yes, no, after, before. Oh my goodness, after. Okay. Is everything done? Yes, save. I hope this fixes it, because if it doesn't, then I don't know what's going on. It's going to have something to... Oh, wait, I meant to disable something, right? The NPCs. Well, I'm going to load it. I'll load it, and if the NPCs... If it messes up, then... Yeah, if it messes up, then I'll disable the NPCs.
Were you? Hubris of the blade.
We'll do an actual hard save.
Truly knows no bound.
If it were up to...
And we'll do a hard... Wait, there's no load here. We'll load from the hard save. So it shouldn't say Uthgerd's file is missing.
If it were up to you, the Dragonborn would sit dreaming on this mountain doing
cross
nothing.
my fingers.
Delphine, we're not here to rehearse your tragedy.
She's got underwear on now. And a black face.
You wouldn't have called this council if you didn't agree. We know a great deal about the situation and the threat that
Okay, I noticed that there was a black face fix. But why isn't she wearing armor? But at least we got underwear on her now. I could actually go complete this quest. It was probably the hard save, actually. I'm going to double... Okay, here's the NPCs. I'm just going to disable it temporarily. Yeah, how come this isn't after? Okay, that's perfect. Got them reordered. Bear with me, please. Mod rules contain cycles. Ah, there we go. Perfect Legionnaire. Okay, I'm going to put that there. Can I delete that? Right. Manage rules. Okay, that's what I needed. Okay. Okay, that's good. Remove rule. Okay. Okay. Here's perfect Legionnaire. Before the fix. After Legionnaire. After the patch. After Legionnaire. Okay. I think that's all good. Let's save it and see what happens. Ah. Okay, good. Got rid of all the errors. Okay, some of them had to be deployed apparently. Okay, everything should be deployed. Let's go through the plugins just to make sure, just to make sure that everything's loaded. Everything is. Okay, I'm reloading. Now, there is a mod to fix the blackface. I'm not going to bother. We're just going to continue with the quest if she's not naked. Yeah, I disabled the NPCs.
If it were up to you, the Dragonborn would sit dreaming on this mountain doing...
Gonna overwrite the save. Hate to do
nothing.
it. All right. This should be a hard load. Okay, her face is fixed and she has underwear on. No armor, but that's okay. We're going to continue on. Everybody else doesn't have any problems. It's just her. And you notice that she's not updated with high-res textures or anything. So we'll get that fixed before the next game. All right, we got everybody here. We got Daphne.
Now that everyone is here, please take your seats so we can begin.
She's a Thalmor, right? And
I hope that we have all come here in the spirit
You
of
insult us by bringing
solitude.
her to this negotiation? You're Chief Talos Hunter?
That didn't take long.
Here, here.
There's Ulfric.
I have every right to be at this negotiation. I need to ensure that nothing is agreed to here that violates the terms of the White Gold Concordat.
She's part of the Imperial delegation. You can't dictate who I bring to this council.
Please, if we have to negotiate the terms of the negotiation, we will never get anywhere. Perhaps this would be a good time to get the Dragonborn's input on this matter.
What?
By Izmir's beard. The nerve of those Imperial bastards, eh? To think that I would sit down at the same table with that Thalmor bitch. Either she walks or I do.
What's the harm? Besides, Tullius doesn't really want her here either.
Maybe so, but bringing her here is a deliberate provocation. Tullius needs to know I won't be pushed around.
Okay. So I have to make decisions. I agree. This will set the tone for the whole negotiation. Elwyn should go. Let Tullius have his way. He'll have to give ground later.
It feels like a mistake to me. But I'll bow to your judgment on this. But she is to observe, nothing more. We are not negotiating with her. Is that clear?
Ulfric, why so hostile? After all, it's not the Thalmor that's burning your farms and killing your sons.
She's supposed to be on our side?
Exactly. No. Not this time.
Now that that's settled, may we proceed?
I have something to say first.
Here we go.
The only reason I agreed to attend this council was to deal with the dragon menace. There's nothing else to talk about. Unless the Empire is finally ready to renounce its unjust claim to rule over the free people of Skyrim.
I knew he wouldn't be able to resist.
A temporary truce to allow the Dragonborn here to deal with the dragons, nothing more. I consider even talking to the Empire a generous gesture.
Are you done? Did you just come here to make speeches, or can we get down to business?
Yes, let's get this over with.
Are we ready to proceed? Jarl Ulfric, General Tullius, this council is unprecedented. We are gathered here at the Dragonborn's request. I ask that you all respect the spirit of High Hrothgar, and do your best to begin the process of achieving a lasting peace in Skyrim. Who would like to open the negotiations?
Yes, let's get down to it. We want control of Markarth. That's our price for agreeing to a truce.
So that's why you're here, Ulfric? You dare to insult the Greybeards by using this council to advance your own position?
Jarl Elisif.
General, this is outrageous. You can't be taking this demand seriously. I thought we were here to discuss a truce.
Elisif, I said I'd handle it. Ulfric, you can't seriously expect us to give up Markarth at the negotiating table. You hope to gain in council what you've been unable to take in battle, is that it?
I'm sure Jarl Ulfric does not expect something for nothing.
Yes, that'd be entirely out of character.
Want in return?
Wait, General, you don't intend to just hand over Markarth to that traitor?
This is how the Empire repays us for our loyalty?
Enough! First, let's be clear. This council wasn't my idea. I think it's a waste of time. You are a traitor to the Empire, and deserve a traitor's death. But I at least will negotiate in good faith. Since we're all here at your request, I'd like to hear what you think Markarth is worth.
Uh-oh. Riften and Dawnstar, neither one of them is a fair trade for Markarth. But we'll go with Rift. Dawnstar's a port, though. But it's basically on the same Solitude's a port as well. Let's talk about Riften.
The rift would help secure our communications with Cyrodiil and threatened Ulfric's southern flank.
That's right.
You heard the man, Ulfric. We've made you a fair offer. Are you serious about these talks, or are you just here to posture?
I expected better from you, Dragonborn. I came here in good faith, and now it seems you help the Empire at every turn. As for you, General Tullius, I see now that Galmar was right. Talking to the Empire is just as useless as ever. If you think you can hold Markarth, you're as deluded as your Emperor when he signed away our freedom to the Thalmor. Skyrim will never again bow to your false empire. Let's go, Galmar. I should have listened to you in the first place.
You always were a fool, Ulfric. You're no better at diplomacy than you are in the battlefield.
Stop! Are you so blind to our danger that you can't see past your petty disagreements? Here you sit arguing about nothing, while the fate of the land hangs in the balance.
Is he with you, Delphine? If so, I advise you to tell him to watch his tongue.
He is with me. And I advise you both to listen to what he has to say before you do anything rash.
Don't you understand the danger? Don't you understand what the return of the dragons means? Alduin has returned.
Sorry. I thought I muted, but I didn't.
Even now he devours the souls of your fallen comrades. He grows more powerful with every soldier slain in your pointless war. Can you not put aside your hatred for even one moment in the face of this mortal danger?
A very pretty speech. But what does
Shut
it have
up.
to do with that?
If he's right about Ulfric, we both have just as much to lose here, Tullius. Remember that. Now, back to the matter at hand. Don't hand me a mug of sheep's piss and call it mead. These terms are still not acceptable.
I'm sure you have something in mind.
Damn right we do.
We want compensation for the massacre at Anga's mill.
You slaughtered them. The women, the children. You butchers!
That's a lie. My legionnaires are disciplined,
really
unlike your...
compensation every time a farm gets burned in a war that you started, do you, Ulfric?
What say you, Dragonborn?
What? I'm eating a cookie. You can't be asking me to make all the important decisions.
Yes. Do you hear that, Tullius? The blood of the innocent cries out for Wergild. I suppose that's the fairest deal we're likely to get.
I'm trying to be fair.
It seems we may have an agreement. Jarl Ulfric, General Tullius, these are the terms currently on the table.
Markarth will be handed over to Ulfric's forces, Jarl Igmund will step down, and Thongvor Silverblood will become the Jarl of Markarth. The Stormcloaks will withdraw from the rift, allowing Imperial troops unhindered access. Jarl Leila Lawgiver will step down, and Maven Blackbriar will become the Jarl of Riften.
Oh no!
The Empire will pay appropriate compensation for the massacre at Anga's mill. You both agree to this?
The Sons of Skyrim will live up to their agreements, as long as the Imperials hold to theirs. What about you, Elisif? Are these terms to your liking? Speak up! I'm sure General Tullius is waiting to do your bidding.
I have nothing to say to that murderer. General, you've proven yourself a good friend to Skyrim. I continue to trust that you will do your utmost to safeguard our interests.
Thank you, Jarl Elisif. I appreciate your loyalty. The Empire can live with these terms, yes, for a temporary truce, until the dragon menace is dealt with. After that, Ulfric, there will be a reckoning. Count on it.
Come on, Galmar. We have a lot of work to do.
Giving up Markarth is a heavy price for this truce, Dragonborn. I hope it was worth it.
Jarl Balgruf, I assume you are familiar with the Dragonborn's plan?
Yes, I'm ready to do my part. Just say the word, and my men will help you spring this trap.
But the difficulty remains how to lure a dragon to Dragon's Reach at all.
Well, that's an excellent question. You haven't overlooked that little detail, have you?
Ah, I believe I can be of help here. I anticipated the problem. While you were arranging this meeting, I was busy in the library of Skyhaven Temple, an unguessed trove of lost lore. But the important thing is that the Blades recorded many of the names of dragons they slew. Cross-referencing this with Delphine's map of dragon burial sites, I believe I've identified one of the dragons that Alduin has raised up.
How does that help us?
Don't you see? The names of dragons are always 3 words of power, shouts. By calling the dragon with a voice, he will hear you wherever he might be. He's not compelled to, but dragons are prideful by nature and loath to refuse a challenge. Your voice in particular is likely to intrigue this dragon after your victory over Alduin. I think it's very likely that he will be unable to resist investigating your call. Indeed. I'm no master of the voice, like these worthy gentlemen, but it is written here in this scroll. Oda Ving, winged snow hunter, as I read it.
I hope this truce gives you what you need. It won't last.
There's one more thing. We know about Parthenax.
She got some underboob. What's going on? What's going on with my mods? Turns out he's a dragon, but he helped me. I didn't...
That's fine. We needed his help. Now we don't. And it's long past time for him to pay for his crimes. And he's not just any dragon. He was the right hand of Alduin. He committed atrocities so infamous they are still remembered thousands of years later. He needs to die. He deserves to die. And it falls to you to kill him.
I'm not
until he's
killing him.
dead. Well, I'm sorry, but we would dishonor our oaths as Blades if we continue to help you.
Parthenax. I'm not killing him. Kill Parthenax. That's a quest. Oh, that's some bullshit. What's so important about me being... What's so important about me being Dragonborn? About Parthenax.
Make your choice, Dragonborn. You're either with us or against us.
I think I'm against you.
Here's the big picture. He helped Alduin enslave our ancestors. He may have betrayed Alduin in the end, but that makes him worse, not better. We can't afford to give Parthenax the opportunity to betray us in turn and return to his old master. If they had their way, you do nothing but sit up on their mountain with them and talk to the sky or whatever it is they do. The Greybeards are so afraid of power that they won't use it. Think about it. Have they tried to stop the Civil War or done anything about Alduin? No. And they're afraid of you, of your power. Trust me, there is no need to be afraid. Think of Tiber Septim. Do you think he'd have founded the Empire if he'd listened to the Greybeards?
I'm going to ask this even though it seems ridiculous.
The Blades have always guarded and guided the Dragonborn, but we'd forgotten why. Now our purpose is clear. I'm all that's left of the Blades, and you're the Dragonborn. Together, we're going to stop these dragons if we have to put every last one of them back in the ground.
No spoilers. I have played before, but I didn't make it very far. Like level 20 or 30, something like that. Okay. Well, we'll consider that later. Need some vampire dust. I'm never gonna find that because I don't plan to go back in. What's it called? The Dwarven Crown? Oh, it's right there. Boop. Okay, so my journal should be a little bit cleaner now. Okay, looked for that already. Okay. This looks like a place we should probably sleep here. I wonder if there's unused beds. Hey, look at that. Lots of fondling and cuddling.
You came for me. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Now, I don't see them getting on their horses. They just follow me. Yep. Okay, so I want to do some more exploration. Markarth is now I need to do some exploration down in this area. No worries, I won't ruin it. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I know you're. Thank you for asking. Let me just say that. Thank you for asking and not just jumping in automatically with a hey, this is what's going to happen. Thank you. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, we're going to this ruins or whatever it is. Another dragon? Come on. Come on, dragon. You're attacking my horses? He's a low flyer.
That's the best you can do?
Over here. Just remember, that was your decision. You're getting pretty good at this dragon fighting business. Wow!
I already totally forgot which direction I was going. We're going over here to these ruins. That's where we're going. Across the bridge. Hey goat, what's up? This rabbit and this goat are having a little treaty over here. What's going on? And there's a lot of goats over here. If I needed any goat hide, there would be a lot over here. The redoubt.
Help!
What was that?
Die, damn you! I cannot best you!
Not impressed. Yours good.
I have it out for all the Forsworn. $4 gold, you know that's right. I don't care about any of that stuff. Oh.
There's been a few times the Forsworn tried to attack Dragonbridge.
Never should. Force Roda! Reach! Please don't.
You won't get away. Hey!
Be careful! Outmatched. I have to admit, I'm disappointed.
I'll take that. Don't push so hard. There's a potion of healing in there? Okay. I don't know where Takata is at. There she is. Somebody's shooting arrows at us. I hear the arrow flying by. I think.
Get it buried.
He's up there at the top. I wonder where Jojo is at.
Over here.
Fus Hardly a challenge for a man like me.
Enjoy your last
First
breath.
you, then all of the reach.
Oh, yikes.
You won't get away.
Come on, girls, get him. You hate me a spider. Is there a chest in there? There is.
Wow. Would you look at that?
Dead Crone Rock.
Oh no, you don't.
It was either Jordis or Takata just like charged in.
Not impressed.
Huh? Over here! Come on.
you've got? Just a pranks. Ah! Bastard!
Do your work. You're outmatched.
Hardly a challenge for a man like me.
Disappointed.
Oh wait, she had it. All right, we can go deliver the ingredients. Not before I clean this place out. Kind of wants to be all up in my business. Okay, so maybe these are overlooked or something? Give me a little anxiety up here. That's all right. We're gonna deliver the ingredients. Should be right in this area over here somewhere. I thought oh no, I don't remember where it was. That's why I hit the okay, we're way down here. I could have swore it was up here somewhere. Did folk crossing? Yeah, I think it's right in this area. Wait, what's this right there? Yes. There should be a Khajiit in a little overhang shrine area.
Yes?
Hey, here you go.
How can I assist? Ah, have you? Let Cash have them. Yes, this will create a fine fume.
A fine fume?
That should do. Now, inhale deeply.
Oh, we're supposed to go meet somebody, right?
How can I assist? Breathe deep, mortal. I would have you hear me well. So let these vapors fill your lungs. I have watched you for some time, you know. The decisions you've made intrigue me, and I wonder if you are the proper agent for a task of mine.
Maybe.
I sent a blessing to Mundus, a wasting plague that infected a scattering of Breton villages. One of my monks, the elf Orchendor, was sent to gather these afflicted. He shepherded them into Bathardoms for me, but has since lost his way. I will not stand for betrayal. I want you to go to Bathardoms and kill Orchendor in my name. An impertinent question. The elf must die. Either carry out my will or do not. You are not the only mortal agent I could choose. The pettiness of mortals. I had almost forgotten. I can grant you a powerful token for this task. An escutcheon of Dwemer make, capable of shielding you from both the spell and sword. Return when the elf lies dead, and it will be yours. So you have, mortal. Go now. Kill Orchendor.
And it's gotten dark. Where is the Khajiit that was here? Or has he already gone to sleep? Okay, so we're going to kill Orchendor. I don't think we will, but we're going to go find out what happened to him. But we're not going to do that until I go back to Solitude. And we're going to call it quits for the night. I am going to spend a little bit of time off camera loading and unloading, trying to get the legate fixed. You don't need to sit here and watch me do that. It's probably going to take me forever. But that's what I'm going to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to save right here in the middle of the street. And I'll catch you in the next one. You guys take care, okay, guys? What I try to do, just FYI,
You know you can afford a Septimo
I try to
too.
play every night. So if you enjoyed the stream, be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification icon so that when I do go live, you'll be notified. All right, guys, you take care.